I'm Mohammed Bat and my student ID is 20294130.
In this presentation, I will be describing the implementation of a two-part tariff as a means of a new pricing strategy for Pizza Hut. I'll begin by defining different price discrimination types, followed by defining the market and then the implementation of the tariffs. Then I'll explain the welfare connotations this has, followed by depicting a more realistic model of the tariff, and then close with an evaluation of the strategy and end with the practice of uniform pricing in a perfectly competitive market isn't observed in reality. In imperfect markets, price discrimination refers to a pricing strategy that charges consumers different prices for identical goods or services. First-degree price discrimination is achieved by charging different prices to different consumers and setting these prices equal to all the consumers' different maximum willingness to pay. In practice, however, this is quite hard to gauge since it requires the seller to have perfect information about each consumer's willingness to pay. Second-degree price discrimination is an indirect form of non-linear pricing, where the seller cannot identify the consumer segments, and so relies on the consumers to self-select from a menu of items. They know the consumer segments exist, but are unable to identify them. For Pizza Hut, an example would be quantity charges, where prices is based on the amount consumed, i.e. the size of the pizza. Another way of achieving this is a two-part tariff in which the quantity charge equal to the quantity of consumption, but they also have fixed entry fee to the market. Third-degree price discrimination occurs when the seller is able to identify and charge different prices based on a different consumer segments, usually defined by the demographic factors like age, gender, etc. The UK's pizza delivery market is my focus this presentation, specifically the incumbent firm Pizza Hut, who have a 29% market share, second only to Domino's. Like Domino's, Pizza Hut chose to stay away from the delivery operators like Uber Eats and Just Eat and rather sell and deliver direct to its customers. Two-part tariffs are apparent in other industries, i.e. telecommunications or credit cards, for example. However, it is an alien strategy to the pizza delivery market, and thus will give a Pizza Hut a differentiating approach which will increase both its total surplus and thus market efficiency. When implementing a perfect two-part tariff, suppose the aggregate demand, Q, is equal to 120 minus AP, and assume marginal cost is equal to 0. Using uniform pricing, P star is set to 7.5 and Q star at 60, we achieve a producer surplus of 450, consumer surplus and deadweight loss both of 240. In a perfect two-part tariff strategy, the firm sets price equal to marginal cost, which is 0, so the whole area becomes consumer surplus. However, we assume the firm charges its fixed entry fee equal to consumer surplus, which therein converts it entirely into producer surplus, totaling to 930, maximizing surplus and thus market efficiency, which is preferable to uniform pricing. However, it is an unrealistic model as it relies on the homogeneous demand assumption. Instead, using second-degree price discrimination, we look at an imperfect two-part tariff. More realistic model. Using an imperfect two-part tariff, Pizza Hut could provide their consumers with a menu of options to allow self-selection, which categorizes consumers into their respective segments. Charging a small pizza at £8 for no package, £6 for those with a regular package, and £5 for those with the deluxe package. Let's assume two different consumer groups are given these options by Pizza Hut. For a fixed monthly fee, the consumers can enjoy some discounted prices for their pizza. Prior to the implementation of the tariff, both consumers have to consume at the standard price of £8 per pizza. For consumer A, consumer surplus with this price equals 6, and producer surplus equals 12. For consumer B, consumer surplus is equal to 1.5, and producer surplus is equal to 12. Pre-tariff, total producer welfare is 24. Let's see how our tariff can improve this. Two-part tariff. With the imposition of the tariff, the consumers can now self-select through the options provided. Consumer A maximizes their surplus at 12.5 by choosing the deluxe package, as compared to prior to tariff on 6. This consumer uses high consumption, so the discounted price of £5 after the £25 fixed fee allows surplus maximization. Also, the producer surplus increases drastically from 12 to 40 with the deluxe option. Consumer B gains max consumer surplus of 1.5 from the original £8 pizza, and so remains with no package option. This shows how the tariff allows consumers to self-select to maximize their own surplus, and by charging the fixed entry fee, i.e. the £25 for the deluxe package, Pizza Hut are able to increase their producer surplus by 28, and total producer welfare is now 52. Without tariff, total consumer surplus was 7.5, and total producer surplus was 24. With the two-part tariff, Pizza Hut increased total consumer surplus to 14, a 6.5 increase, and producer surplus increased to 52, a 28 increase. We've seen that the tariff will increase both consumer and producer surplus, which means market efficiency increase. It differentiates the brand image from competition, as Papa John's, for example, have partnered with delivery operators. Pizza Hut can distinguish themselves and gain from the delivery market for themselves rather than paying an external party to deliver. It encourages consumers to repeat purchase, i.e. those with packages are high-usage consumers, which builds brand loyalty. Proven in other industries like telecommunication, provides a precedent in support of the strategy. Hard to implement in an industry where price sensitivity is high due to competition, especially with arrival of competitors like delivery operators like Uber Eats, for example.
The consumer, if the transaction is risky. Leyland and Maya demonstrate that a proper maximizer firm always prefers a two-part tariff over a uniform price. For example, a flat rate This shows that tariff is a viable option for profit maximization. Murphy, on the other hand, shows that offering two optional two-part tariffs instead of just one tariff increases profits by 2.88%. So it may be that Pizza Hut could increase their profitability by increasing their tariff amounts. This will help them capture the market.
To conclude, the two-part tariff proved to improve both consumer and producer surplus for Pizza Hut. Although the implementation in reality depends on factors like price sensitivity and demographics, the strategy provides a genuine innovation to maximize market efficiency. Pizza Hut have the second largest share in the market at 29%, which gives them market power to implement such a strategy, especially since they deliver direct and not through delivery service providers. As well as this, the strong consumer base that Pizza Hut maintain will complement the strategy immensely.